All right. Let me do my other job.
Gosh, there's one card that just kept sliding under my fingernail. Couldn't quite get around it. This light seer deck is thick, big cards. So are the Pro Tarot.
I need a second because this is madness.
Hey, Moles. Good to see ya.
Okay. Earth signs.
Yeah.
Earth signs. Sun and rising Venus. Okay. Dang, that ain't gonna work. I'm gonna just put them back.
Hey guys, welcome in. We're just waiting for the room to fill up a little bit, and then we're going to read the Earth signs for June.
We're going to read the Earth signs.
They've been oh so very patient, like they always are.
Okay. Got it.
I just remembered I didn't put anything in the description.
Okay. I'll take care of that. No worries.
I didn't share on social media or anything. I was too busy trying to get set up in this room instead.
I'm doing it right now.
Thank you, darling.
Yeah.
Hi, Shan. Hey, Stuart. We're in here about to do a tarot reading for the Earth signs. Yeah. Hey.
So much fun. Hang on, guys. We're playing catch up.
I don't know.
Man, there's
Allie said
so much going on. Allie said what?
Allie, I told Allie we were going to be going live.
Oh, yeah. That's because she loves it.
I can't really text her. I don't think, without messing up our live. So, welcome in, peeps. Hope you're all having a great weekend. I'm Heather, for those of you that don't know me. If you're just seeing us for the first time, go ahead and mash that like button. Make sure to hit subscribe and stick around. Miriam, my friend Miriam with Point Your Compass is going to be reading tarot for the earth signs. So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And we just kind of tag team it and back and forth and go with what we've got.
We just go with the flow.
So if you could DM Allie and just let her know.
Oh, yeah. See how much more easy this is?
Appreciate that. Probably even school you guys on some stuff too while you're here. That's the whole point. Welcome in, guys and gals. And then at 7 over here on my channel, Miriam. Oh, hi, Amy. Miriam and Cass from Cass Tarot are going to be doing love kind of readings. And if you're in the chat, you can ask questions and get some help without having to pay any money. It's just, pretty divine of them to want to help people out. So, you can book personal readings with all of us. All of our links and everything are going to be in the description of this video after it's posted. Just give it a little bit of time. So we're both astrologers and tarot readers and psychic empaths and intuitives and teachers and all this stuff. So welcome.
Hold on, I'm still getting it.
You're good. You're good. I don't have anything else in here on me except for the phone. Cards keep trying to talk.
Oh.
Hi, Danny. Even though I'm like 44, darling.
I was listening to Whitney Houston.
That was always my mama's favorite.
Telling you.
I remember her. She got to pick her songs that she wanted played at her memorial service.
Yeah.
And, that was 95. So she picked I Will Always Love You by Whitney.
Yeah.
Jesus Loves Me by Whitney. And End of the Road by Boyz II Men. My mom.
Ah, yes.
And The Dance by Garth Brooks. So my mom kind of liked all that stuff. Oh, what are we doing, Danny? So we are doing tarot for the earth signs. Miriam's just finishing wrapping up, doing all the postings of the links. And we're about to get started. Just getting more people in the room. Whatever fantasy you want it to meet. Oh.
Oh.
Sure, up to you. Whatever floats your boat, Stuart.
All right.
We both have communities and they join us. So participate in chat. Don't participate in chat. It's really up to you, bud. Rando, those will be tonight. Those will be tonight at 7 Central Standard Time. Probably maybe about 7:30, because we're running a little short on time today, but we're doing the Earth readings. So personal questions will be tonight. This is the collective reading for the Earth signs. So for Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorns, and as I say it, we got the Prince of Pentacles popping.
Hi, Marco. My name is Miriam. And Heather. That's Heather.
Okay.
Hey, Moles, can you handle 847 Global, please? Just handle it, man. I always report them so they delete their channels. It's better for me that way. You know, like, I don't want to see you again. If you're going to be like that, this ain't the place.
No.
You know, we don't lie about being kind. Not our group. Our group is sincere. We sincerely try. So I don't know how everybody else is.
Oh, goodness. All right.
Okay.
Well,
wait. That's a good question. Rando D says, what's Earth signs? I've heard of star signs.
Oh.
You want to answer?
Okay. So star signs are like the traditional idea of astrology and getting your horoscope. So like when you go get a newspaper or you see an article online with the horoscopes, those are star sign, aka our biggest star that is making life happen for us is the sun. So your sun sign is actually your star sign. So in the zodiac, there are 4 elements. There's air, there's water, there's earth, and there's fire. Okay, so the 4 elements. The fire signs, air signs, and water signs we already did. And the earth signs, the earth element, is Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. So I hope that helps. Yeah, so we're going to lay in and start getting going. Did you get Elliot?
I'm ready to go when you are.
That too, Rando. I mean, it's been used for millennia. You know, it's an ancient art.
I like that movie. I do, Rando. I like that movie. I've seen it several times. I like it a lot.
Yeah. Are we just going to go in order?
Try.
Yeah, going to go in order.
I'm ready to go, and
we're gonna focus and not gonna be watching the chart. Yeah. So y'all be good, and we're gonna lay our cards out and tap in with spirit, and we're gonna get going here. Okay.
Okay, here we do.
So June for Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. We're going to do 3 lines. Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. About 5 to 6 each. What messages do we have for you? Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Man, swords out front. 5 of swords, 6 of swords, and the Ace of swords. There's a whole lot of communication going right now. It is Gemini season, and Jupiter is at 29 degrees of Gemini and about to enter into Cancer. So there's all kinds of talking going on. No. Taurus crossed.
Join us later tonight. Cassandra from Cast Tarot. She and I are going to go live at 7 p.m., which is like 2 hours from now. And we're going to answer your personal questions for free at 7 p.m. Central. So join us then if you want any personal questions answered. Right now, we're doing an overall for the earth signs. That would be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Please check out the links below if you'd like a reading. Subscribe to the channel, hit like on this live stream, and thanks for being here if you're new.
Yeah, appreciate you. I'm Heather. That's Miriam.
Yeah.
My new partner, our new business partner.
Oh, good morning, Australia. Good morning. Okay, it says stop. I'm at a stop.
Well, you take your time because mine are still trying to roll out. They were wanting to.
Yeah, I'm going to start with Taurus. I have something Taurus that is, well, it looks very sad, and it has to do with feeling like something is too much. It's been going on. It's been too much money. Maybe I've wasted a lot of effort. I've wasted a lot of time in something, and I hate this feeling that I'm carrying around. And it's sort of in the background because, Taurus, what I kind of see in front of you, where's my handy dandy? Okay.
One more.
What I see in front of you is maybe a Virgo or an Aquarius, Taurus, Libra, Sag. And we're looking at, it's sort of like an unfulfilled dream.
Virgo.
But we're also looking at the ideas of not forgiving someone. Maybe this is attached to understanding that you're not ever going to have a particular kind of dream. Maybe even with a person that you really wanted to have it with. Work has been distracting you. You've been trying to use work as a distraction. You can also see that a lot of effort needs to be put into the next steps, because to me it's like you're going to have to rebuild a particular dream. I'm hearing that Taurus thought, oh, this is weird. This is sort of like preparing for a move and then finding out you're not going to move to the town that you thought you were, and something switches up. Some of you are worried about separating from your parents, and I think it has more to do with like an anxiety separation thing than it does with anything in the physical. Out front, you're trying to protect someone here, Taurus, someone that matters to you. It looks like you're covering this person. Yeah, and you may be working with another person to get action into place. But I have quite possibly an Aries who's going to be the one that makes this big push. So on both sides of this Aries character, I have one side, you're on one side, maybe even on both sides. But it's like running blocker for this person. We have a choice on how to handle something that is very big in your face, and maybe it's too much and it's too all over the place. Using divine masculine energy isn't going to work for you right now, Taurus. It looks more like going into your shell for a second and spending some restful time to be able to do active thinking. It's almost like now is a time for active thinking and imagination so that you can make this next step. Because on one side, it's like, I don't have enough to pick up and take action towards the thing. I'm also hearing that for some of you, this is understanding you're not going to have a child and you're not going to have your own family, which is a really hard thing.
I can see that part too. And maybe even the loss of a mother figure. I do have a moon in reverse, and it's the reading. I hate to interrupt, but I am seeing kind of the same thing. I got the Ten of Cups in reverse, the 8 of Cups in the upright, the 5 of Swords, the Three of Swords in reverse, and the Hermit card with the Three of Wands in the upright as the overall for my Taurus. So it does look like there's a decision to move forward on. It almost looks like the aftermath of grief, if that makes sense. It looks like there was definitely, I mean, like, just look at the layout on this. I mean, we've got the Five of Swords right there, you know, that's surrendering, you know, that's surrendering. I've got all this information. I'm going to put it to spirit and just meditate on it. We've got the Eight of Cups. Look at that. Looks like John Travolta. Miriam, have you seen that?
It does look like John Travolta. Looking at it does.
But then right after that, we've got the Three of Swords in reverse, and we've got the Moon card in reverse, and the Ten of Cups is also in reverse next to the Hermit. So I am seeing that same thing that you're talking about. There is somebody leaving and moving away from a pretty unfulfilling, emotionally unfulfilling situation that hurt a lot. And it's like I've sat in this depressed state, this burdensome state for so long. I've got to move on if I want to be able to do it. But it looks like moving on solo. So I would agree with that part.
There's two things I'm catching also with Taurus. You may have discovered something here that really disturbs you, or it's like facing an understanding of something that really disturbs you, and mentally perhaps you've crunched on it for a really long time, but it's sort of like from that, you know, mental stress from not feeling seen or feeling heard about a particular issue, people not agreeing with you or whatever this is, there could be someone who may have lied about something. And I have the Seven of Swords, but it's in the reverse. And the way that Taurus is handling that Seven of Swords, that has to do with just not like you. It's sort of like saying, I'm not that person over there. I'm not that person. I wouldn't make a choice like that. You know, you could be saying that about someone else.
I just heard that I'm not the same person I was before. After losing them, I was not the same person that I was before. And I have the Five of Swords and the Three of Swords reversed. To me, that's a Two of Swords. That's making a choice and stepping out of emotion, because the emotions with all these cups have been in disarray and pain. And somebody's choosing to go with it. They went in with like a hermit, right? And they're going in to make a non-emotional choice because they cannot be biased about how their heart feels. And they're using their mind to move forward with that new fresh start.
But I think the first thing that comes here is the acceptance, because at the end I have an emotional intelligence, you know, that kind of describes how either A, it's not yours to handle the conflict of the Seven of Swords, even though it affected you and you're moving on from it. And to me, the way that you're choosing to move on is to kind of build, because you have a bunch of swords. I have a bunch of pentacles.
You got the Three of Wands too?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that just literally popped out of that deck. The Three of Wands. Moving on, moving forward, setting sail, venturing out alone into the unknown. But the Sag full moon energy coming up definitely has a whole lot of wish fulfillment. There's a lot of people chasing their dreams right now and listening to their intuition about it and trying to get a little less out of the heart about it, you know, because we love who we love and we can't help it. But sometimes that doesn't fulfill our passions and, you know, where we need to be going in life. So,
yeah,
I want to know about the choice.
I do also have a choice here.
It is not like in this deck for the choice.
For me, Taurus is sort of, you know, For some of you, it's retirement, and you've gotten in the habit of doing a particular skill or a particular work of some kind, and you're going from the 8 of Pentacles all the way down to the 2. And what's on your mind right now that I can see is financial freedom, because the Empress takes over from the 2 of Pentacles. And she says, what can I use to grow? There's like a message that's coming for Taurus this week. It's going to steady Taurus out. If Taurus has been rocky, it's going to steady Taurus out. Taurus is going to get real smooth. And they'll know what this next step is. Ooh, I got somebody watching you, Taurus.
So I have the choice, Miriam.
Yeah.
The 2 of Wands. And these cards are looking 2 different directions, but they're aiming for the same goal. And the 6 of Swords. So moving forward, moving on, sitting down. It literally, it looks like somebody's like your Taurus is definitely taking other people's emotions into consideration, and it's wearing so heavily. But it's like, I have got to make this choice. I have gone within. I'm making this choice to go on or move forward. But it looks like I'm ready to go. But the 2 of Wands would indicate, yes, you have an idea of where you want to go, but you got to hit that 3 of Wands for that acceptance and stuff to hit. And I would guess that that's probably going to happen within the next week or 2, is what I'm gathering for this energy, astrological energy that we're dealing with in the tarot. So for signs, the only thing that popped was a Virgo and a Cancer Pisces energy.
I got somebody who in your workplace, Taurus, that, this person did bad. This person did something wrong in the workplace, and you're going to find out about it. You're going to be watching from the sidelines. That's what I see. Whoever this thing is, this person that's jacking up in the workplace, you're going to watch it go down. It's going to be kind of a big deal, because to me, it's like changing the rules in some sense. So, yeah, if somebody gets fired around you, that's kind of what's happening.
I also am catching somebody who got blindsided, absolutely blindsided. Like I was sitting in all the shit that we just went through. Like, that's what I'm hearing it come through. I was sitting in all the shit that we've just been through, trying to get my bearings about me, and then I get this revelation, this message, this thing is no longer unknown. And you know what? There was just so much pain and hurt behind it. With the 3 of Swords, like it just looks like somebody got totally blindsided, brokenhearted with that 10 of Cups in reverse, and they had to go within. And they're going to go ahead and they're choosing to shine their light. If you look on this 3 of Wands in this deck, Miriam, she's sitting in that stance.
Yeah,
she's got her fingers pointed up to soul.
Yeah,
which is the sun. Yeah.
And that's the soul side of the Temperance card I have on that 3 of Wands too.
Cool.
Like, it's probably going to work out great, Taurus. It's just not going to feel good that you have to let this dream go.
The under energy of the 3 of Wands that I just showed you all. The next card was the World card. Look at that one.
Yeah, I've got the World card too.
You do, the World card, and then we've got the 4 of Wands. So it does look like this new beginning that you're moving into is requiring a huge amount of trust. Trust in God, the universe, whatever, trust in yourself. That this is going to be the right move. And with that 4 of Wands and the World card, it is like basically saying a whole new version of me. That goes back to I'm not that person anymore. I'm not the person I used to be. And so hope that helps.
Oh, whoever this is, man, this is not good, Taurus. They did something out of pride or ego, thinking it's that, know-it-all person. And meanwhile, while they're doing this know-it-all stuff, they're not even working it right. They're breaking all the rules. They're breaking the law. They're breaking like all sorts of things, right? This person, you may be holding someone accountable actually as well. Like if you're the one that's in charge, it's sort of like saying, you don't do that. Whatever you're working on, person, you don't write stuff off when it's not good. You don't take money out of the whatever. Like you don't fall asleep at work. You don't. There's something here that the person lawfully broke, and they weren't supposed to do it, and they did it out of pride. Because, yeah, they always complain about either how much money they don't have or the things that they don't get to buy. Yeah, it's pretty bad. There is something also, I will agree with you, Heather. There is something present in your world that looks like a waste. Like it was a waste of money. It was a waste of time. I never should have stayed that long with that person because now I can't, have a child. I never should have, there's this thing here. I never should have waited this long. I never should have. I would say, it is what it is at this point, and all we can do is just wake up the next day. I see you losing a relationship here for someone's foolishness. It's, yeah, some sort of foolishness.
It hurt. It was a very hurtful blind side, and you're having to make some really tough decisions. And, it is a period to where really, let me just put it to you this way. Sometimes when things are a certain way for so long, we end up drawing the same bang your head against the wall type things in our life. It's just the same thing over and over and over again. Sometimes even the things and the people and the places that we love kind of can get ripped from us if we don't make the move and things still aren't changing, and we feel our passions elsewhere, right? So it definitely looks like Miriam was saying, and like I'm saying, in regards to a sudden really big hurt, and you're having to make some big choices, and I see you're choosing you. And I was pulling an oracle card for you guys, and I got in the hand, the universe is your partner. Like when it popped, don't laugh at me, but I heard Michael Jackson's "You're Not Alone." You know that? There.
Yeah.
And it's a number 4, just like the 4 of Wands. You see spirits in your hand. The universe has got your back. I'm going to read through this really fast, and let Mary wrap up. So, in the hands, feeling secure, taken care of, the universe is your partner. Something amazing happens when you contemplate your intimate relationship with a higher power. How do you engage it? Perhaps you might have seen things through the influence of your religious background, or you may have been exposed to other ways of making a connection feel real to you. It doesn't matter the source of your understanding. What matters is what works for you. For example, if you believe in a punitive God, you will be afraid of punishment for your transgressions. If you believe in a version of a higher power that blesses you, you may find it easier to surrender to a relationship of radical trust. But right now, imagine if you were relaxing, curled up in the hands of the divine. How does that make you feel? Can you then turn over the needs and desires to that divine power and trust that you're safe and secure, and that you don't have to do anything at all to feel that way? Grace is being activated in your life right now, and you're in good hands. Your work, your family, your relationships, home, everything. You've done all that you can. So now is the time to rest and recharge instead of producing, doing, acting, and strategizing. A hot tea, a good book, and a soft blanket are in order. How Taurus is that? And then with the Hermit card, that was the final message in the Taurus read, was the Hermit card. So you heard it. You heard it, my Taurus guys and gals. You know what to do,
I'm
and the
gonna
universe
do
got your back.
Hey, can you try not to get too far away from the phone? Because we can barely hear you. Like, back there.
Okay.
Cool.
I have
I'm
my earbuds
using
in.
the What Lies Beneath
Ooh.
because it's shady, it's sketchy. All right. Show us a few cards, please, for Taurus for June 2025. Show us Taurus. Okay. See, the new beginning is in the reverse, and then expecting is in the reverse. So it's not what you expected it would be. Total drama comes out. I have sexual protection is in the reverse. Oh, that's where the proof. Yeah, it's going to talk about the removal of, and it could be something ethical or something hidden. I have keeping a promise is in the reverse, and that's where the disappointment in their feels. Yeah, but I agree with Heather. It's a time for like relaxation for the Taurus because the Empress came out, and that is your card. And it does talk about comforting yourself, nurturing yourself, doing things that make you happy, but not harming yourself. If that makes sense.
Smelling the flowers. Venus just went into Taurus, its home sign, and she is exalted there. So this is, although it's the tail end of Gemini season, I mean, Venus going into Taurus is going to make everything, all those comforts, whether it's food, warm blankets, a book, a good tarot video with us to entertain yourself and help get you the peace of mind you need. You're going to see an abundance of that.
I also see a very close friend that's not going to run away from you, Taurus. This person, oh man, this is the last thing I'm going to say, and then we can move on to Virgo.
Show me that 10 of Cups in reverse.
Taurus, if someone is honest with you at the very beginning of a relationship, and they sit down with you and they say, I can be selfish sometimes when Thursdays roll around, or they tell you, yeah, I got fired from my last 16 jobs. Yeah.
Yeah.
If they tell you, yeah, one of my parents is missing and sometimes I have identity crises, whatever that is. If they tell you at the very front, then they didn't lie to you, Taurus. They told you at the front. It's that you didn't believe them. And I can see this down here. Like if somebody told you at the very beginning of a relationship, I am not having a child until, they meant it. Like they said it once, they thought you believed them and that was it. Or you created something in your head that wasn't really real. What they tell you at the front, and it has to be the person, like it cannot come from somebody else. It cannot come from somebody else. You've got to be in person with the person that is saying it to you, like you're dating someone and that's the person you're going to date. Whatever they tell you, they weren't lying. You know what I mean? What I can see is the huge disappointment that they didn't meet the expectation in your head.
Yeah.
And maybe this is somebody else, like the person that works around you that you're going to see all this crap go down with. Maybe they're a colleague. And maybe you're the one that reported it and we're not believed. But that's kind of what I see. All right. Virgo. Are you ready?
Show me some Virgo's over energy. Okay, so for the overall energy for Virgo, I have a big old 7 of Cups out of my crow deck with a bunch of different options and possibilities, and just kind of sitting outside of it, just daydreaming about what you want to do. We've got also on the underside of the deck the Devil card in reverse. And so with that, for my rollout, let me just show you what I got because I only laid out a few. So I have the Six of Swords in reverse. Almost straight, looks like a helicopter, right? With somebody like hanging down over it. Followed by the Ace of Wands in reverse. That could be, it's followed up with the King of Wands in the upright. The Eight of Swords. Been getting a lot of that lately. The Prince of Pentacles in reverse, and the Princess of Wands in the upright. So, so Virgo, you're mercurial. Okay, so all this Gemini season and Jupiter being at the tail end of Gemini, and I say this because I'm Virgo, Miriam's Virgo. The information, the sheer amount of information that's coming at us with Jupiter being in Gemini has been overwhelming for the past year and a half. And the closer and closer and closer it gets to entering Cancer, that it's just even more heightened, all the information. And it is overwhelming. So with that, I could see somebody feeling like they're spinning, like they need to be able to sit and relax and meditate and not have to go, basically. I'm seeing that the Virgos are burnt out. May even have, if we're talking about phallic energy here, I mean, you may just be too exhausted to be worrying too much about, perhaps your personal life. But I do see that Virgo is very much working towards their passions with that King of Wands in the upright and the Princess of Wands in the upright. It looks like maybe we have a couple that we're dealing with, and that would be a fire sign of Aries, Leo, or a Sag, possibly that you're dealing with. I see it as almost like a confidant, a younger confidant. But there's been a lot of bad words about some earth sign that is a masculine earth sign with that Pentacles in reverse. That would speak to you guys, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. I'm just laying this down, but it looks like it has to do with some addictions. Because it's like there's a whirlwind. Okay, there's a whirlwind of thoughts of people's opinions. Like swords are air, right? Which are communication. It's mercurial, just like you are. This is too many thoughts. These people are walking around and, the Eight of Swords around everybody else's opinions and all their thoughts, and they don't know which way to go. And it puts you in this weird funk to where you're struggling to know what next move to make. Whatever you're doing, it also does look like that there is a different passion perhaps than before. It does indicate that there is a breakup that has also happened. But I do see that, like, it's almost like somebody's realizing, okay, well, this person was toxic for me. Okay. I know my strength. I know my power. I know my passions. I know my heart. I know my fire. Even though I'm earth sign, my fire is burning passionately for the thing I'm extremely, I know I'm extremely capable of doing and excelling in, but somebody has had too many things to say. Maybe it's just like opinions. Everybody's got opinions about what it is that you need to be doing, and thinking that you don't necessarily have what it takes, and that maybe you're just a little delusional with that Seven of Cups, and obviously with the Devil card in reverse, that speaks to letting go of some attachments, some toxic attachments. And I'm just saying that very well might have been another earth sign. Could also be like a not as an evolved version of yourself. So say, for example, you had some bad habits in the past, right? Virgo is a natural ruler of that sixth house energy, which has to do with like everyday rituals, with your work, um, with habits, right? And so very well could be that you're at the point to where you got tired of looking at your own shit or somebody else's shit, and you decided, I'm going to do something about it. And you're going to be standing in your power and getting out of your head. But it definitely looks like if somebody's had one of those F boys, let me put it that way. If somebody's had an F boy and you're looking for any bit of forward movement with that, my answer would be drop that. Drop that before you get burned with that Ace of Wands in reverse. Sorry, I've been talking for a minute. Go ahead, babe.
Oh, sorry. I'm like really all up in it. Okay, so Virgo. Crap. I laid down cards because I was like extending the read. While I was reading it, I was like, oh my goodness, oh my goodness.
Yeah. Yeah.
How do I put this? Because this is looking at an offer of some sort or a situation that, to me, it's sort of like you're pointing out that something is not fair. It's not right. Something isn't correct, and you've spent a ton of money or a ton of time on this thing that you thought would be able to be fruitful in some way. And the way that this objective was getting done, I don't know. To me, this is like a leadership thing, if I'm honest with you. And I'll just cut to the point. Because somebody looks at it and goes, nah, there's no way that that could work anymore because the old system isn't going to work. And this other person stands up and says, well, I'll make an offer for this. But somebody sort of walks away from something like they don't care about it anymore. Like, oh, screw that crap. I'm going to go do whatever. We have an event that happens while the person walks away, and this thing is going to clue someone in that, you know what, now that why isn't it like this? What happened here with that? What do you mean this didn't do whatever? And I see that Virgo's not going to sit still on it, actually. Virgo goes to contact somebody that they trust. They're looking at what is fair and what is right. This could also be documents or legal documents. And they're going to have a conversation with someone that they trust. And they're going to present the story. They're going to sit down and be like, so this is what happens. And what do you think about this? The person's going to give them an opinion on, well, maybe you should try it like this. It makes sense to you when this person says it like that. It makes sense to you. And there's an acknowledgement that another person here, I don't know if it's a third party or who this is, sort of like, well, if the kid got punched in the nose, of course they're going to have feelings about it. Well, if you threw the rabbit out the window while you're driving 65 miles per hour, of course the rabbit's going to have feelings about it,
Mm-hmm.
And there's some sort of ethical stance. You may even say something like, how much is it going to cost to get a restraining order? Or how much is it going to cost to take this person to court? Or how much is it going to cost? And that other person's like, well, it's probably not worth all that. You may as well just process something and look at it differently because it's going to save you money and time in the back end. And there's sort of a renegotiation of a contract, or looking at the promises that were not kept and the promises that needed to still be accomplished. And it's a leadership thing. I shit you not. There's a
It,
manipulation of money here. It's something
that,
financial.
that Prince of Pentacles in reverse. But yeah, you're right. I mean, because the court cards, like I have the King and the Princess of Wands in the upright.
Yeah.
And so I did also look at the choice thing. I say the choice. So I'm looking at Virgo's row, and we got the Eight of Swords in the upright and the Six of Swords, which lends to being another Two of Swords, another choice moment. And so when I pulled out to clarify it, I got another Seven of Cups, which was already the overall energy. So look at all those choices, you guys. Options, 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 options. And then I got the three pop for the choice. And I got the Seven of Wands in reverse. And I got the Five of Cups in reverse with another Eight of Swords. And it is the overall. So with the choice, and right under the choice was the King of Wands again. So it very well could be, I don't need to sit here on my milk carton and convince everybody. With that Seven of Wands in reverse, I'm seeing it like, I know I'm good, or people wouldn't be giving me all these options. They see the leadership ability in me, and it's like choosing not to continue to lend. And it almost seems like it could be maybe even a colleague, if it's a work colleague or just a friend. They've not been on the up and up, and it just really I just heard, I'm tired of your shit. So I'm going to go ahead and move forward and do my thing. It's kind of what I got, but it's something that you've really been in your head about. Don't forget, Virgo, like, we have this habit of wanting everything to be perfect and wanting everything. And when you have all these freaking choices to go from, you can get paralyzed in analysis paralysis, right?
Yeah.
And you can get stuck. So get out of your own head, get out of your own way, quit listening to everybody's opinions, because really this speaks to needing to go within, needing to harness your intuition with these King of Wands and Princess of Wands in the upright. Those are highly intuitive fire signs. So harness your intuition and let that guide you rather than all these other push and pulls. If you need to, I just heard, if you need to flip a coin, flip a coin. That's what I heard. If you need to flip a coin, flip a coin. Just don't analyze and overanalyze how it actually really landed.
It is very much so, because I have the Emperor for you. And it's you better stand up and take control of this thing now.
Mm-hmm.
Because leaving it in everybody else's hands has not worked. That's number one. Number two, you better check the documents, read the documents, look at the pictures, because
that's what you do best.
It's like this trusted friend that comes to you is going to explain to you the truth of the situation you're in. And it is truth. It's just a really crappy story. It's going to be like, that's the crappiest story I've heard all day. But when they come in to explain here, to me, this is like someone running to the courthouse and pulling out, a document that's public and being like, yeah, they passed away on this date, or yeah, they signed for something on this date, and this is what the document looks like. Because the person that grabs this, it's maybe like their job to do or something like that. And it's going to be proof. And a Virgo's going to be standing there going, that's not how that's done.
It's almost like stealing somebody else's idea and running with it as your own, is another way. Like, I didn't create this. It's almost like a plagiarism, somebody else gets an award because of something you created. And you're like, wait a damn second. But whenever you finish up, I'm going to do an oracle.
Yeah, it's looking at the reality of something, but also something you said earlier, because I had it too. It's a lot like, this ain't my first rodeo,
Mm-hmm.
Virgo has done this before. Virgo knows how this is done. And it's sort of like whoever this is that's expressing this story with you, it's like, they weren't supposed to do it like that. Oh my God, they weren't supposed to do it like that. Oh my God, they broke they did this bull crap, right?
Yeah, it's like thinking you're ill. Somebody thought maybe they were emailing somebody something, and they ended up emailing the whole company their news or something. Like no tact at all.
Something that's really radical, or something that's like really, it's so honest that it's wrong. It's just wrong.
Wow, wow, wow.
And so in comes this leadership, and it's powerful because it comes in with a tower, and it's like, boom, there could be high ups in your job position that are watching. They could be near or around. This could be this is somebody who is building. They've maybe even spent their whole life building, because they're walking. Maybe this is a legacy or a family or a house or something like this. But this King of Pentacles person comes in, and maybe this is a new job. Maybe you're talking with someone else about a new position. You see the King of Pentacles and the Death card. Maybe it's a Scorpio, but this person has much strength and much power, and they're coming out. And believe it or not, Virgo, you might be a person that spills a little bit of the beans on whatever this is, but the way that you do it, I mean, damn, Virgo, you're acting like a Cancer. Because it's like like the whole situation, you're looking at it like, this thing sucks. It stinks. You know what I mean? And so what happens? You kind of drop a little hint. Here's the little hint, but the person that you drop it to that overhears it, they jump. Man, they jump as fast as they can.
Message of concern, Miriam, popped up. I was asking about the Prince of Swords in reverse. I thought it was a Prince of Pentacles, but it's actually the Prince of Swords. It's just an extra green card. So it's almost like, it's message of concern. You got it.
That Emperor in the reverse, it's going to talk about, we need to shut that person down. We need to get them the F, but it's not you. It's like you have to stand up and do some sort of activity first. Discover that it's wounded or hurt or broken or unlawful.
Make a choice.
Make a choice.
Too many options. Narrow it down.
This other person steps up and goes, oh, okay. Thank you, Virgo. Thank you. We will look into it. And then they do. Because it's whatever this message of concern is, sort of like saying, we don't usually use that exit, do we? And the big up goes, what do you mean? What do you mean about that exit? Be like, well, I thought I saw so-and-so go out the door.
Dude, another concern card. And there's an older man in this one, number 33.
Yeah,
he's just sitting there. And I got mature man in reverse, but then I got the journey upside down. And family room came twice in reverse. So did somebody lie and say they were having bereavement and they really went on a fucking trip or something? And then they posted the stuff on social media with all these swords and looking at all these cups like, oh, all these souvenirs. I don't know why I just got that, but did somebody do that and still time?
You may see somebody, like if this is in a family or something, it would be a lot like, hey, are you going to come over this weekend? Because we're going to go whatever. And like everybody in the family, we're going to go kneeboarding this weekend. You guys we got the bow, we got the knee boards. We're going this weekend where I'll get the boat up running and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And that first person's like, no, thanks. I'm good. Thanks. The second person is like, I got stuff to do. Cool. it turns into this thing where they start pushing away from the person, and the person has no clue why. People have made huge, they have no clue. But meanwhile, back at the ranch, it's sort of like, dealing with what this person has done, trying to be emotionally mature about the big boo-boo, not liking an interruption to the flow of things that normally has been. But at the same time, I'm not even above thinking that someone may get removed from a will over this.
It means I see somebody showing their ass big time too. Like that Prince of Swords in reverse. Like the swords rule like communication, thinking, gossiping, gaslighting. And I've got that phallic energy in reverse with that Ace of Wands that's basically speaking to the Prince of Swords extra being stuck in their ego. And so that showing their ass definitely shows up there.
Yeah, because I have this King of Pentacles is also the King of Cups. And this person is like, didn't you hear what was in the message of why and what this person said? Because they're trying to find, whoever this is, Virgo, they're trying to find the core of the problem inside of the other person. They're looking at the situation and they're like, okay, yeah, they said a bunch of stuff or they broke a bunch of rules or whatever this is. But can you hear why this person has chosen this shadow aspect? Did you hear what happened to this? And it does show that you're the one that's going to have to like stand up and handle maybe what somebody else broke. You're the one that's going to have to stand up and fix, or do. And I think that, you've done this before.
So has the person that's doing what they're doing. I just saw like they have a history of doing this.
Yeah.
And you have proof. You're like, I've got the receipts, bitch. Proof. The fire energy with that princess and that King of Wands, the two King of Wands that I got, like that's like, I'm just seeing the scorpionic side of it, right? I'm seeing the platonic side of deep investigating. And these are no rookies. They're not rookies. They know. Intuitively they know, and they have the files and they have the thumbnail and yeah. Wow.
It's like hearing
crazy.
what happened to another person because they hid and they lied and they were wearing masks and they
were sexual harassment.
Yeah, and they've just been keeping it silent and then learning about it, hearing the message, talking about it, and going, wait. And then the ostracizing from this, like, oh man, reminds me of P. Diddy, actually, Sean Combs.
Yeah.
It does, because it's like, nope, not going over to that person's house anymore. Nope. I don't want to eat lunch with that person no more.
Do I really want to touch that bowl? Do I really want to touch that cup?
But yeah, like Virgo is sort of left with the message of what happened to this person, and it inspires Virgo, to create a wall or a barrier or to keep your eye on it and not to make sure that you understand that this is a way downhill. It's like a lesson learned.
That's like a strategy. Look at that. Like if you look on the Light Seer 7 of Cups, he's sitting there and there's a stream, there's ladders. It's like a navigation, strategy.
It's sort of like, nope, don't do that. Don't. I wouldn't be surprised if like you're on an airplane and you're flying with someone and a person pulls a handle they're not supposed to pull and you're standing there like, ho, ho, ho. But it's because you make that expression. that it
Yeah.
alerts everybody on the plane. They run over
There's
and
that.
the captain's like, "You're out of here."
There's that lighting a match with that electric lightning rod going around that like a tower moment. Like it's an immediate pop. Nope. Cannot do that.
Ooh,
Um,
there is also someone that you love showing up, Virgo. You're gonna scoot booty to this person as fast as you can go, man. Oh my goodness. Because I also think that whatever this person gets called out for, it creates an insecurity as well about how you have worked with this person before or responded to this person before. Yeah, and I see you actually looking at brand new jobs, brand new places to live. Maybe this is like buying a car. You're like, my car is dookie pie. I need to go get another one, you know? And
I think
somebody's
you're
going,
more on it with that first thing of saying, hey, like I've been attached to this person. I've worked with them before, and I hope it doesn't give me a bad reputation. Do I have all these receipts? Like I know I keep saying receipts, but it's like, do I have proof that I'm clear in case something bad comes up? I don't have any major arcana. I don't have any major arcana actually, for Virgo at all. I did, since we gotta keep moving.
It's what, I mean, Virgo, whatever supports the storyline and the narrative, because either the person has all the proof or the other person doesn't, but it's very obvious. And it's like Virgo's somebody's going down the hall going, hey, do we still have that paperwork from that thing? And the answer is no. Nope. No. Do you actually have an alibi for where you were on Sunday, March 23rd, 1983? And the person's like, no.
No, but Virgo's standing in that energy, like they're boss, and you guys are good. You got your
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
covered.
No.
Just
Virgo's scooting booty. That's where Virgo's like getting out of there as quickly as possible. You guys handle it. I'm gone.
For Virgo, I got Garden of Venus, Rest and Renewal. Look how pretty that card is. Rest and Renewal, number 25, which is also another 7. There's 7 energy all over Virgo's read. Garden of Venus, the place of all is well, rest and renewal, self-acceptance. When the Garden of Venus appears, you're invited, actually summoned, to return to the pleasure garden of love. It's time to leave the field of battle, put your sword away. There's nothing that you need to defend anymore. Step through the gate into the garden of the earthly delights. Bask in the joy of the wish-fulfilling trees and the scent of the healing flowers. You have returned home. You are weary, and it's time to rest deeply and be renewed. Go into a sacred garden alone. There is no need for another to be present to experience its pleasures. Really, stop looking for the other. Enter by yourself. Allow your senses to intoxicate you. Leave all thought behind. That 8 of Swords. Leave all thought behind. Love your analytical mind and return to your body. The Garden of Venus is a still pond that shows you your reflection when you stoop down to drink. What's staring back at you? Look at what you've become. Rinse your face with those healing waters and practice deep acceptance. Love who you have turned into with your imperfections and blemishes. The goddess Venus holds a mirror that allows you to see yourself in all your flawed beauty. Do not become caught in its spell. After quick glance, take the mirror with you and return to the battlefield. You may reveal to others who they are becoming, and then you will no longer have a use for your sword. Oh, like it was talking straight about Virgo and Venus and Taurus season. Like that was perfect. Quit overanalyzing. You're good.
Take the win while it's here, Virgo. Take the win and run.
Ground yourself. Go Stick your bare feet in the grass and connect with Mother Earth. You are a Earth sign.
I like how
You're
it said to
two
be
in
in
your
your
head.
body, you know?
Yeah.
Because not in your head. You get in your head and you start flying. It's like, remember, you know, take a shower, do your linens, get back to running or whatever it is, breath work, meditation, feel your body. Because I have a problem with that. So
yeah.
I get it.
I get that. That was a really good card to pop.
All right, I'm going to lay the crazy ones, Virgo. God,
all right.
Virgo. Show me Virgo, please. Virgo energy for June 2025. Ooh, told you there's a secret. Keeping you a secret. Hold on. How the F? All right, so this is, it makes someone happy to keep a secret about a wall they don't talk about with everybody. They keep it inside. They put up a wall. It has something to do with I don't know if this is a temptation of some sort. And the way that somebody dealt with a thing. Hold on. Because I have, there's no recording on one side of the documents that another person is talking about. It is enough here to create some havoc. So there is a secret that's been hiding. Someone didn't follow the rules. They didn't, you know, go by what they were supposed to do. Oh, man. Like somebody saying, I've been protecting somebody who's been an a-hole this whole time. And this person who's been like doing this, they were right. And
I see. I was looking over here, not even paying attention, and dude's back here looking at all these cuts, sticking his finger in a cookie jar everywhere.
Right? Have this very insecure presence. Look at this, investigating and then caught. Ah!
Yeah, nailed it. We win again. We win again.
Somebody's going, how can they live without this thing? How can they do the job and not do that part? I don't understand. How can they have a proper relationship and not have these certain aspects in it? I just don't understand how could you, that's the sort of energy. It's like, it's so dumb. It's dumb. They make this huge performance thing. They've had protection this whole time, but
that's
dude,
stupid. That's just stupid.
It's just, why would they lie about this person? Why would they make a bunch of bull crap up?
Ego. It's all over my cards. Ego. Needing to impress other people. Needing to impress other people.
Look at this. It's like knowing they effed up, and you know, watching the shit show go down.
I just heard bad boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
Check yourself. For real, man. This is nuts.
Wow. Yeah, somebody's gonna have some problems with authority.
It's almost, maybe it was a Leo, like a Leo didn't pick up on something, or they didn't make it, like, did you not hear? But if there's a Gemini that's running down the hallway right now and knocking on doors, I would believe it. Like a Gemini going, oh, did you hear what happened to the blah? And of course, Virgo, ruled by Mercury, is going to go, yeah, go ahead. Tell me that story.
Hey, I clocked in, but I'm going to go ahead and run to the gas station, go to Starbucks. Does anybody want coffee? I'm just going to stay clocked in, and I'm going to go. And yeah.
Right? It's Virgo
Right?
saying, oh, you know, I don't have to leave right now. I can wait another 10 minutes.
Yeah. Right? Yeah, don't affiliate me with that shit.
Yeah, like I'm in the corner though, like a bat. I'm gonna pretend like I'm Scorpio and just be like a bat in the corner. I want to hear how this happens.
Yeah. Well, before we move into Capricorn, I just want to say thanks for coming in, guys. I see we're at 26 right now.
Leah, there's 3 that stay with you constantly and 2 more that come in and out. But as soon as I saw your name, I saw 3. And there's 2 more that come in and out as like teachers, specialists. There's several family members around you. Yeah, like 6.
Hi, beautiful Queen Candace.
But yeah, we're doing free questions this evening with me and Cassandra at 7 p.m. Central Time. Don't forget to book a reading with us, guys. We're, we just got the calendar up and open? Heather and I did.
Yeah.
So the links are down below this video, and I'm sure Heather will do it too. $25 for an emailed reading. If you just email us and be like, "Here's $25. Tell me what's going on," and we'll spread the cards for you and type it out for you, or put it in a voice clip for you, an audio clip. So, oh my goodness, hi Candace. Here.
Yeah, hi Candace. Hi Candace. And then there was somebody else earlier that popped in that just found you again. That was it Leah, Stephanie Santiago. Oh my God, Miriam. Stephanie. I haven't been able to get back to your channel. Been watching for like 4 to 5 months. So Miriam does not have her own channel at this point. She did for many, 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 many years and had like 85, 90,000 subscribers, and some bad guys took it out. Okay, so I'm havening her over here on my channel. So if you're in the chat, please be sure to subscribe, hit your notification bell so you know when we go live, and post stuff. We're pretty much posting stuff like every day.
Miriam does all of a sudden.
Yeah. And so we're trying to make the channel grow because Miriam and I have a lot of work to do for you guys, and we need to get this machine running first. And Miriam has her Patreon channel. So although she does not have a YouTube channel, her channel is my channel. Like, she's here with me. So you can see her Patreon links in the descriptions. And she has, what's it, $7 a month for her patrons, and she does extended tarot readings there. All her content is posted on this channel, but you have to, if you try to click on something and it won't launch, it's because it goes to her Patreon and you have to be a member to see it. So I appreciate you guys with our navigation on this and for showing up. Love y'all, and we're going to get into Capricorn unless you have any other announcements.
Yeah, I do. It is a delight to see some old faces in here. Lisa Still, I would put her in my pocket and have her hold my AI. Okay. Thank you so much to all the moderators and to the moderators that don't know they're moderators 100%. Because I just made them a moderator. Thank you. But I wouldn't do that unless I trusted you and knew you guys were part of my Patreon channel. And she's right. That link is down below. Right. It is $7 a month. However, there's also an option on my Patreon channel to become a member for free for a full month before committing to $7 a month. So for 4 weeks, you can get any kind of content that I put out right now. Things in my house are kind of calming down to a rhythm. I could feel it a couple of days ago, and I was like, oh, look, I haven't felt that in a long time.
She has just been the worker busy bee, setting up all kinds of stuff for us to go gung-ho on as soon as I get there.
yeah, we have a lot of different content coming out because this time we have AI. And some of the stuff we have planned for not just teaching, but some ebooks, it'll make it things much, much simpler. So it is still me, though. I have to tell you that. It's still me. It's still my words. It's still my verbiage. It's still my thoughts. It's just using AI to be like, hey, can you put this in an outline for me so that I can save it for the conversation we just had? But there are certain things that we can grab out of that, like when you guys sit with us during our astrology stuff. Yeah, we got good things that can be managed, is manageable. Leviticus 19:26 says, "You shall not practice divination or soothsaying." Well, it's a good thing I'm not Jewish. That's number one. Number two, I'd like for you to look at Matthew chapter 18 and the rules that Jesus actually says. Then I want you to pop over to 1 Corinthians chapter 12. Go ahead and go down that list. And you can see pretty much all of the spiritual gifts that are given to we're all assigned a spiritual gift. And that chapter will let you know that Heather and I and what we are doing, we're called prophets and teachers of wisdom. So we are in that group, my friend, and we do honor Jesus. Yes, we do. He is a teacher. He's alive. He came to see me. And so look here, little Christian person.
And he was
I think
liberal.
I've had way more interaction with Jesus than maybe you have.
And Mary Magdalene. Check out one
Mary
of her
Magdalene showed up too, but Jesus got right here in my ear.
You know, the band Everclear made a song that's called "Jesus Was a Democrat," but I'm telling you, Jesus was a liberal.
I'm telling you right now,
or a socialist, one of the two. So
the Jesus that showed up to me the other day, this whole end of times thing that's happening right now, he's not over this part. He made it very clear to me that this is the bride of Christ. It's her time. And he's sitting on the back because he's done his gig. He did his part. It's her turn now. Waiting, he's returning for the bride of Christ. That means us. So if you're not in this modality of understanding Cancer energy, and tell them, right? Actually, Cassandra said it last night. Even the priests, Leviticus, the priesthood, they wore the chest piece. It had 12 different stones to represent the 12 different tribes that represents the 12 different zodiac signs that are over our head, bro.
Yeah, right.
Mr. Miss Christian person.
Oh, wait. Did we mention that the three wise men that were guided by the heavens, by the stars to be where Jesus of Nazareth was born?
Astronomers. Back then they were astrologers.
They were astrologers and magi. So please don't come on our channel. We are educated.
We're very educated.
We're Virgos, so we have receipts on our education.
Yo, we really do.
Thanks for your kind words. Now,
Amalak Lamb. Let's move on.
Fuck out. There you go.
Get out of my
All right. Get the fuck out. All right, we got Capricorn. So we can't do a I wanted to join them tonight, with Miriam and Cass, because they're gonna be doing love tarot and answering questions when you put them in the chat. Donations are welcome because these ladies do put in their time, but YouTube won't let me go live with more than one person at a time unless we kind of alternate. And that really doesn't work for what we need to do. So
not yet.
I jumped on with her today.
But that's why you got to book a reading with us so that we can get the equipment and the software and the things we need.
We're building.
So
we already put
at the beginning of this
good amount of money into everything. So
okay. So Capricorn, you guys know I love you. You guys are my favorite. I love you, Capricorn. I do, and I don't give a diddly dang what everybody else says about you. I know your weaknesses and I know your strengths, and I love you. Capricorn's like, nobody ever loves us.
I just
Why?
so I'm looking at the spread for Capricorn, and it starts out with the Ace of Swords right here in the upright. Very cool. Followed by the Three of Pentacles in reverse, the Four of Cups, where dude's just looks just in his own
I've got it in
depressed
reverse.
state.
Yeah.
I just had an earbud fly. But anyways, I have the Hierophant. Look at that Hierophant card.
Oh wow.
He's looking right here at the behaviors of somebody. Just you're watching somebody really go through beating the shit out of themselves, and you standing in your power, Capricorn. You do have the knowledge. You have the experience. You are the goat of the zodiac, right? The sea goat of the zodiac. And so it looks like you've got some apprentices working there. You're probably working your boss energy, and you're seeing that the collaboration that's in this Three of Pentacles in reverse, the people aren't really working together right. And it looks like a big old cluster F, if you ask me, if you look at this card. And it being in reverse would indicate that the lack of participation isn't necessarily there. You're doing your best not cut down somebody because you get the human side of it, even though you're more grounded. But you're not losing any sleep over it. I basically just see if this is a work situation. I see you seeing somebody try something new. You probably have some new employees underneath you, and whatever organization, there's something going on with the organization that isn't right. And it's making it harder for people to be able to emotionally deal with it. With that Four of Cups, it's almost, and I almost just heard it like they don't even have to be new people. So if there's colleagues that you've worked with for a long time, and they're having to pick up air sign type knowledge. Okay, the swords are knowledge, it's information, it's technology, right? So if it almost looks like you're like sitting here watching how to do this job, and all these new systems are coming out, but none of these colleagues that you worked with for 30 years know how to work the technology, and you're having to do some learning, but also you're confident that you can do it. It's just trying to keep your team up, and it's trying to give them the guidance, the mentorship that that you're capable of giving them out of the life experience, because it's new to you too. I can see that with the Nine of Swords in reverse and the Ace of Swords in the upright. To me, that counts as an Eight of Swords, but in the reverse. Okay, so that would be a great. I'm glad you guys are in this place. You're not tripping over it. And you're doing your best to kind of shut off your ears, going, no, I don't want to hear this shit. Let's just get through this. Look, I'll show you. Look, I'll show you again. So it's basically just working on a procedure to try to get things going better, if that makes sense. I didn't even look at the overall energy of that one. So what's the overall energy? Ten of Swords in reverse. So it may even be AI being integrated into your workplace, and you already know what you're doing with it, and so you're not losing any sleep. If anything, you're saying, hey guys, use your resources. Look here, this is how we make the job this less stressful. You don't have to worry about it. And underneath that, we've got Emperor energy. So yeah, it's definitely speaking to your leadership skills. And so yeah, just keep an eye. It makes sense with Jupiter being at Jupiter and Mercury. I think they go exactly conjunct today or tomorrow, tonight or tomorrow, which would speak to big technology, big information, big messages coming out. But I think that you've already been ahead of the game. in preparation for these changes that are happening within the organization. So, just keep going with that. It looks like you're like, I got this. I got this. I just keep hearing Capricorn say, I got this. So,
my cards are repeating. That's why I pulled them back to shuffle them again.
yeah.
They're repeating and
Mine are
repeating
too.
and repeating.
Mine are
and I was
too.
like, so
Mine are too.
I laid my normal spread, the Celtic cross thing that I built.
Yeah.
I didn't build the Celtic cross. I just modified it.
Welcome in. Show me that. 4 cups. Got one of my earbuds is beeping on me, and one fell on the floor.
Damn. Okay, Capricorn. You and a nah, this is different. This is special. You're in the middle. There's a Scorpio, and then there's a Leo, and you're in the middle.
Clarifier for each one.
You're watching this go down. There's 2 people that are in disagreement with one another. You're kind of eavesdropping, and I see that you're listening to what's happening here. There's something with the Scorpio here, Capricorn, that maybe you feel sorry for this person, you feel bad for this person in some way, but they're in a disagreement, or you don't like one or the other. I'll be honest. You may not like one or the other. You don't have what it is that you need to contribute to this. It's almost like the Leo is coming in and saying, I couldn't work with that particular program, and I'm going to need for you to restrict something here for me. And this Scorpio person's going to stand up and be like, I don't know about that. I don't know that that's the way we need to go. I don't know if that's the right way. We probably should look at it again. Capricorn is wanting to show loyalty in a situation. And when they get this news that this fight or this disagreement is going on, Capricorn, of course, is wanting to show up. I can see the loyalty where Capricorn's looking at it like, should I stay or should I go? Bum, 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 bum. And you may get a phone call from this person who's anxious, and they're, carrying a lot of stress, and they're worried and they're concerned. And they talk very, very fast when they start telling you what the F is going on with them. And you're not able to hang out with this person and become like cool with this person or see this person. To me, it looks like this person that's under the stress. To me, you're looking at them and you're saying, well, these 2 got to figure it out. And these 2 got to learn how to work with each other. I love them both, and I don't like seeing them go through this sort of thing. And maybe I should jump in my vehicle and drive over there and talk to this person that we
I see the
think is
couple
looking
right
at
here.
weird.
I see the couple looking over at the situation right there.
Like, oh
So
man,
we've got the King of Swords and the Queen of Wands. That's the couple that she's talking about looking over at you.
I have someone who's very jealous too. I have this there's jealousy, someone who is But it's the kind of jealousy that says, you're mine. You're mine, and I'm not letting you go.
That's Emperor over the 10 of Cups, 6 of Cups.
Yeah, and they're kind of getting pulled in this direction one way or the other.
Emperor reversed.
And it's sort of like the jealous person grabs onto you, Capricorn, and refuses to let you go. You're mine. And this other person that you have, that where you're in the middle, is a Leo. And to me, it might be the Leo pulling this shit. One of them is sort of like, just be free. Have your new beginning. I love it so much. Go, bye-bye. I love you, bye-bye. Yeah. That's what we say in my house. We say, love you, bye.
Love you, bye.
Love you, bye. Love you, bye. Yeah. Be free. Shaka.
Yeah.
But the other person's like, what the F are you thinking? What are you thinking? And Capricorn's in the middle going, I love both of you.
Here's what Capricorn's thinking. The 2 of Wands with the Ace of Swords. They're wanting to chase this new inspiration.
Yeah, I can see that. That Capricorn is, should I stay or should I go? Because in a heartbeat, Capricorn would be on an airplane, on a train. I will make it happen. I'm going to do my best for this person, whatever I got to do, because I just want things to go to normal, and I want to make out with your face again. I just want to make out with your face again. So how do we get this thing to normalize so I can make out with your face again? It's like that. Because I can't have baby mama number 1 and baby mama number 2 fighting in my driveway. I know we all got to kind of live together and work together, but they got to work it out. Capricorn's got this thing. If I interfere, I'm taking away opportunities for them to learn how to do it.
Well, that says that right there, because this was right over the 8 of Wands in reverse and the Hierophant looking over at that 4 of Cups in reverse, or that 4 of Cups. And Miriam's like, I don't want to intervene. I'm the driver's ed teacher, and I'm not going to, although I've got this brake over here on my side, I'm not going to step on the brake for you. This is a lesson you've got to learn for yourself. I can only give you all the tools.
The challenge also is, if I'm honest, you may have sat down and had a conversation with someone, or maybe it was done with you or something, but it's sort of like you have to take this step first, okay? It's almost like you gave them the steps. Here's step 1, and here's step 2. But Capricorn cannot give them step 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, because then it's giving it away. So it's sort of like we have to.
But they don't want to put in the work. Like the other person doesn't.
Yeah, they're either.
You might be dealing with I know this is messed up, but you might be dealing with a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, that can't get their emotional shit together enough to participate wholeheartedly. It's. Yeah,
I have someone here who's like, this person only took 2 steps for me, and they're telling me they couldn't even do the whole thing. Okay, so the message is going to come in about how things have been going, how someone they're not pitching in the way that they need to be pitching in, and they haven't been. I show Capricorn being very patient with the process and understanding that something takes time to be able to accomplish. It's like a discipline. Capricorn expressing, you have to put this thing in your life and you have to use discipline with it, or you're not going to get it. And I know this is something you want. And I know that you've tried to go to the Olympics before. And I know that you didn't get picked up. But if you don't get in that swimming pool and swim, bitch, you ain't going to be able to do this dream. Like you have to. And Capricorn's trying to tell this person, I can't give you the answers to the exam,
Yeah. I pulled for the clarifiers for the Three of Pentacles in reverse to ask what it was, and it is there, that Capricornian energy of concern, number 33. It's a master number, so that's a Capricornian number, and concern about occupation. You see, number 34, there's another 7. We're getting all kinds of 7s today. Occupation, but it came out in reverse. So I have a concern about, your lack of ability to actually do this job. Like, did you lie on your resume? Like,
like at the end of the day, I promise you, this person, I don't know if they're lazy or like, okay, let's say in their head they want this thing and they watch a lot of videos on this thing. But when it actually comes down to brass knuckles, boots on the ground, this guy would rather like take a nap. They'd rather, lounge.
Right.
And there's this energy of looking at it where Capricorn's like, I'm not doing it for this person. I'm just not. They tell me they want to do the job, and then they show up and they don't. They just sit down.
He looks like he's laying next to a pool.
Yeah.
Like a pool outside in the Four
I'm very
Cups.
loungy today. So now I am catching, Capricorn, that this could also be someone in your environment who is not, let's say that you told them, hey, I need you to go to the garage and split your stuff from my stuff so I can keep going with my agenda, and they're not doing it. And you're standing like with a roommate or something, and you're like, dude, I've asked you 5 different times, please. Oh, I don't know what to do with the stuff in the garage, and I don't know what to blah, 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 blah. And it's like, you're in my way, Pedro, and we got to get you moving here.
So I just heard there's this song called Bad Luck by an old punk rock band called Social Distortion. And I was just looking. I heard he's got bad luck. And it's almost like I don't know if this person, if the Capricorn's looking and going, damn, this person really has had a run of really bad luck. Wrong place, wrong time, misguided. And then immediately after I heard that, I was drawn to this. I have the Wheel of Fortune as a clarifier for that 4 of Cups. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse. And so, that can explain, that can go to lending into time, okay? Because, that's the Saturn card. The Wheel of Fate can go round and round anyway. Saturn is also Cronus, which is time. This person doesn't have the time, the energy, the experience to do, or I don't have the energy, experience. I don't have the time to do it. But it's also came through. It's just like, this kid really just has bad luck. And maybe somebody was having a hard time because they did lack the skill set to do a particular job. And Capricorn is the one who either gave the referral or is the boss and is saying, look, man, I know that I said I'd help this kid out, but he is dumb as a box of rocks. What can I do with that?
What can I also have a Sagittarius at play.
And he says, oh, bad luck.
A Scorpio who's been trying to maybe work on your behalf with a Sagittarius and trying to convince the Sagittarius to make a certain choice. But there's someone in the reading, and you would know who this is. Emotionally, they let a choice. It would be like, you need to make a call, you need to make a choice, and the person just, oh, I'm scared. I don't want to make a choice. I'm scared. I don't want to make a choice. I have feelings. They're angry feelings. They're ugly feelings. And Capricorn's looking at it like, I don't care how you feel about the situation. You have to do what you don't want to do if you're going to be in this position. If you're going, and that's because what I was picking up on was Capricorn had built a legacy. And this person that is emotional, or they refuse to make hard choices because they're emotional, whoever this is, maybe they don't have good control of their emotions. Capricorn is
man in
sitting there
reverse.
and looking at that situation and saying they don't know the why I built my empire. You know, they don't understand, because to be in this and to rule this empire, you must make hard choices that hurt your own feelings sometimes. And I can't,
Yeah.
all the investment that I did to build this up, this person doesn't realize why I did it,
So
what it's for.
I see the mature man came out in reverse, followed by bad health in reverse, and false person as the underside of the deck for that. So that would also then lend into
That's why it's
this
like
kid doesn't
somewhere.
have a. It's like there's no excuses. It's not like he's sick. It's not like it just has to do with immaturity. And I can't fix immaturity. All I can do is just show him how to do the job. I can't make him wake up on time and clock in and participate. So he has no excuses. Whoever you're dealing with has no excuses for the stuff that they're pulling and the lack. And it could come down to that whole accountability thing. That's been a running theme lately that Miriam and I have had come across our worlds. And,
I see that
it's a
Capricorn's
matter.
going to have to talk to this person and deal with it,
Yeah.
But
I don't think it's going to
if it's
make a
old
difference.
behaviors and stuff, and that's the reason why they pulled this crap, you're gonna have to sit with this person and tell them to pull up their bootstraps. They can't do bullshit like that anymore.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
whatever
You
they
blamed
thought the
bad
gig
luck.
was, it's not that.
You blamed bad luck. You blamed this person, that person. You blamed the power for knocking out the electricity, and your phone died, and your alarm didn't go off. You blamed, and it's time to take accountability. And this Four of Cups energy, this person does not want to have to take accountability, and I don't really think that they're going to change. And I think you know that. So the Four of Cups very well could be you sitting there, just. I saw, I very well could be somebody you really care about, but yeah, you can't be affected. Let it affect your business. I'm gonna roll out an oracle.
Yeah, I'm shuffling my oracle cards right now.
But I'm also seeing that maybe if this is you dealing with this situation, I just got drawn to the Hierophant card again. And if you notice, there's 4 people at the bottom of this card.
Yeah.
Okay. And they're all, they have different headdresses. Look, they're all of different diversities, belief systems, things like that. That tells me that the Capricorn is likely very respected and may also have a group of peers or colleagues that have specialties in certain fields. And that, I guess what I'm getting out of that is, and I just got thrown to the Seven of Cups that we were getting in all those other readings. Sometimes we forget that we have networks, right? Capricorn's very grounded and focused, and you got your work and you got your business to tend to, and keep in mind that maybe what this person needs is a specialist. When I say a specialist, whether it be they need
an accountant, a lawyer.
They need a specialist to help them deal with whatever they're dealing with emotionally, and with a lack of accountability. So it very well could be that the person maybe needs to go see a doctor.
There's someone being betrayed too.
Maybe they have ADHD. I don't know.
There is someone feeling betrayed by whatever they're being shown. It's a betrayal of some sort, but it's also an emotional. If Capricorn had held out hope for a really long time that say, I want to pass my business to this person, and the person that you were looking at to take the business, to buy the business, you were looking at them like, oh, they're going to do great. They're going to do great. They're going to do great. Maybe it's a realtor. Maybe it's a realtor.
Yeah.
They're going to do great. And then this issue shows up and you see that they're incompetent and you're like,
they could need to go to like trade school.
Yeah, like,
and learn the trade. Like,
they didn't do what?
straight up.
And you hear it and you hear of the damage that was done. Like, maybe this whole time you were looking at someone and being like, oh, they're going to be the best grandparent in the world. I can't wait to have kids because they're going to be the best grandparent. And then you hear this thing that comes down the pike and you realize they don't align with the whole, wow. Like, I thought they were going to be the grandparents of my kids, but I can't let this around my kids. I can't give them my kingdom and the inheritance that I thought I was going to hand it to them. They're going to be a wonderful ruler of an empire. They really can't handle it. So the betrayal part of it comes in with the story of whatever this person is saying, and you're just going, all the work I have done this whole time and nothing. I got nothing. So I do see a Capricorn just kind of standing there in shock for a second, going, I put all my hope into that, and what the F?
Yeah, and it could also be Capricorn. Like, I just threw the Oracle card, and it could also be the Capricorn needing to maybe handle it a different way. Like, come at it from a different mindset than what they normally do. They're like, okay, well, I usually just, scorn the person and then give them a warning and nothing ever happens. It very well could be a write-up or something like that. But I got first breath, beginner's mindset for the Oracle card, number 21, which is also a 3, which lends to that need for organization together and compromise. A fresh start and renewed curiosity, natural trust, beginner's mind. When the first breath card shows up for you, it's a time to leave the old stories and tales behind. You have arrived. Take a deep breath and then another. There's nothing else that you need to do but take in the new world that is revealing itself around you. Trust your natural curiosity. There's no need to dwell on how difficult the journey has been, how tight the passage to get to where you are now. Just take it all in. And experience the awe and wonder of your arrival at this destination. Even if it means familiar places that you've come to many times before, to try to experience it as if it was for the first time. For you're renewed and the old you is no longer your concern. Practice with the beginner's mind, not labeling or naming what you see and experience. That situation was so difficult only a few days ago. Just be with it and breathe. You have already gone beyond it, have overcome and resolved it, even if no one else realizes this yet. Soon enough they will as you move in. Do not squander the power of the first breath, giving old narrative mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. Use it for new beginnings, to animate a world that you can play and create in. Do not underestimate the power of your breath and the magic of your word. Okay, so that kind of almost does speak to that, needing to, like, the whole AI thing and new things coming in, and just finding, I think it is having to do with finding a new way to go about it. Sometimes, I guess from a management standpoint, or if you want to think of an authoritarian, like a parent or something, right? My kids are adults now, but like if I see them, doing something, yes, I want to be strict. Capricorn may be wanting to be strict, but look, or a little too lenient. That isn't working. It's time to do something else, because you do deserve, you're growing too, and you're seeing yourself maybe in the reflection of the person that you're dealing with, and you can relate. Like, you know what? I was an ass too when I was a teenager. Like, I don't blame them. I don't blame them, but we got to go about this a different way because the way that I've been handling it is just you know, that's chopping my hide. I don't know why I got all old there with that phrase, chopping my hide. But, you know, there you go. Always business. Why so serious, Capricorn? All the damn time.
I laid the court cards, but I was just like, oh, okay, the oracle cards. I went, bleh. And then all of a sudden it was like, pull up the Art of War. And these are the cards that came out, Capricorn. Okay. Sun Tzu says, because this is the Art of War oracle deck, it says anger may in time change to gladness. Vexation may be succeeded by content. But a kingdom that has once been destroyed can never come back again into being, nor can the dead ever be brought back to life. I'm going to read the second one, because Sun Tzu says, the art of war is of vital importance to the state. It is a matter of life and death, a road either to safety or to ruin. It says, better decisions lead to a better life. Every time we set out to solve a problem, we are declaring war on that problem. Our lives are the combined outcome of all the decisions we have made, both important and unimportant, good and bad, conscious and unconscious. Rather than focus on the outcomes of those decisions, we should review how those outcomes came to be to become better decision makers. The last one is the general.
That was really fitting.
Right? It says the general who advances without coveting fame and retreats without fearing disgrace, whose only thought is to protect his country and do good service for his sovereign, is the jewel of the kingdom. And here's my thing, Capricorn, if you're in a leadership position, and I think that you are here, and you're looking at the situation, I can tell that you're trying to be delicate in the way that you handle it. But I can also tell that you're dealing with someone who doesn't fully understand the why of why they need to do what they need to do. And so as you kind of move forward and have this challenging talk with this individual in some way, it's sort of like acknowledging their weak points and then coming at them like that. So we're at an end because in just a few minutes, Cassandra and I are going to go live to answer your tarot questions.
Go get a break. Yeah. Here on this channel, Cass, Tarot, and Miriam are going to do love readings. I'll be in there modding and knocking out the trolls. You guys, thank you guys for doing such a great job and for joining on with us. You're here. Like, share, subscribe, all the good things.
All the good things.
And yeah.
I will see you guys in a minute.
We'll be back soon. Bye.
Bye.